In the deepest, quietest part of the universe, where dreams are born, our tale starts. Far, far away, nestled on a rolling green hill, lay the cozy village of Starlight Hollow. It was a place painted from a storybook, with little cottages that had roofs made of straw and windows that glowed with a warm, friendly light. Cobblestone paths wound their way through gardens, overflowing with moon blossoms and sleepy dice. Above this peaceful little town, the night sky was a vast, dark blanket sprinkled with millions of glittering stars. But tonight, one special star, the brightest of them all, named Twinkle, began to flicker. It wobbled, dimmed, and then, with a tiny sigh of light, it started to fall, leaving a faint, sad trail of sparkle behind it. Inside a cozy treehouse, perched high in an old oak tree, a little fox girl named Luna was watching. Luna wasn't just any fox. She had fluffy orange fur, a little white-tipped tail, and big, sparkling eyes full of wonder. Her room was a treasure trove for a stargazer. Jars filled with glowing fireflies served as gentle lamps. A big brass telescope pointed out the window, and colorful charts of constellations and planets covered the walls. As the soft blue moonlight streamed in, Luna pressed her nose against the cool glass of her round window, her breath fogging it up just a little. She loved watching the stars more than anything. Suddenly, her big eyes grew even wider. She saw it. She saw Twinkle, her favorite star, tumbling from its home in the sky. A gasp escaped her lips, and her little paws flew to her cheeks in shock. The falling star's trail was like a tear running down the face of the night, and Luna felt a pang in her heart. Twinkle was falling, and she knew, with every fiber of her being, that she had to do something. She couldn't just watch. A spark of determination ignited in Luna's eyes. There was no time to lose. In a flurry of motion, she sprang into action. She grabbed her trusty brass telescope, but this was no ordinary telescope. With a click and a whir, tiny rocket boosters flared to life on its sides. She pulled on her favorite pair of sneakers, which glowed with a soft blue light, ready for adventure. With her heart pounding like a drum, she took a deep breath, ran towards the open window, and leaped out into the night air. Her big, fluffy tail billowed out behind her like a parachute, catching the wind and slowing her fall just enough. The wind whistled in her ears, her fur ruffled, and the stars seemed to rush past her. Luna was on a mission. Clinging tightly to her rocket telescope, Luna soared upwards, leaving her treehouse far below. She steered through the night sky, which was filled with wonders she'd only ever dreamed of. She flew through big, fluffy clouds that looked like sleeping sheep, and she waved as she passed by them. Playful little wind spirits, like swirling ribbons of air, zipped around her, trying to tickle her. Looking up, she saw a giant constellation of a cat, curled up and sleeping peacefully amongst the other stars. The whole sky was alive with magic and color, and Luna felt a thrill of adventure she had never felt before. She was flying, truly flying, on her way to save a friend. Her journey took her to a place beyond the clouds, a place of forgotten things. She landed on a floating island made of everything that had ever been lost. There were old, forgotten teddy bears with button eyes, single socks that had lost their partners, and broken kites with tangled strings. The whole island glowed with a gentle, wistful light. Sitting on a bench shaped like a crescent moon was a gigantic, wise old owl. But this was no ordinary owl. He was made entirely of shimmering constellations. His feathers were clusters of stars, and his eyes were like two distant, glowing galaxies. This was Mr. Hoots, the keeper of lost things. Luna stood before him, looking up in complete awe. He was magnificent. Mr. Hoots hooted softly, a sound like wind chimes and starlight. He explained that, to reach the fallen star, Luna would have to cross the chasm of doubts. And the only way across was the bridge of happy thoughts. He pointed a starry wing, and before Luna's eyes, a bridge began to form. It wasn't made of wood or stone, but of wobbly, transparent, glowing bubbles. Each bubble is a thought, Mr. Hoots explained. To keep the bridge strong, You must only think happy thoughts. Luna took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge. It wobbled beneath her paws.
For a moment, a sliver of fear crept into her heart, and one of the bubbles she was standing on popped with a soft pee. She wobbled dangerously.
But then, she closed her eyes and thought of warm cookies, her cozy bed, and the happy twinkle of the stars. As she filled her mind with joy and courage, the bubbles beneath her feet grew bigger, stronger, and swirled with all the colors of the rainbow. Smiling, she carefully and confidently made her way across the glowing, wobbly bridge. On the other side, she found herself floating in a strange and beautiful place. It was a calm, dark sea, but it wasn't made of water. It was made of millions and millions of dandelion seeds, each one glowing with a soft, gentle light, drifting in zero gravity. It was quiet and peaceful. And there, in the very center, was what she had been searching for. It was Twinkle. The little star was so small and dim, its golden light was barely a flicker. It looked so sad and alone. With tears of joy welling in her eyes, Luna floated gently down towards him. She reached out her paws and carefully, tenderly, cradled the tiny, weak star. He was barely warm. She had found him. Holding the little star close, Luna hugged him to her chest. She poured all of her love, all of her hope, and all of her happy thoughts into that hug. As she did, something incredible happened. A warm, golden light began to pulse from her own heart. The light flowed from her, surrounding the tiny star, wrapping it in a warm, loving embrace. Suddenly, Twinkle began to glow brighter. The light grew and grew until, with a brilliant flash, the little star burst with sparkling light. It grew bigger and brighter than ever before, sending particles of pure joy flying in every direction.
Luna, bathed in the radiant glow, had a look of pure happiness on her face. She had done it.
She had saved her friend. With a happy little zoom, the restored and radiant Twinkle shot back up into the night sky, leaving a magnificent rainbow trail behind him. He raced back to his home among the other stars, shining brighter than ever. From her treehouse window, Luna waved goodbye, her heart full to bursting. And as she watched, the entire sky seemed to celebrate. The stars twinkled and shimmered, and for a moment, they arranged themselves into the shape of a giant glowing heart, a thank you note written in starlight. The whole village of Starlight Hollow slept peacefully below, bathed in the warm, extra bright moonlight. It was a perfect, magical end to a grand adventure. The night sky returned to its peaceful, twinkling state, a beautiful blanket of light watching over the world. And in that quiet moment, a message appeared, written in golden, cursive light. Never forget, you are someone's star. Keep shining. So, whenever you feel small or lost, just look up at the night sky. Remember Luna and her courage. And remember that you, too, have a light inside you. A special sparkle that can brighten the world for someone else. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to follow for more magical stories.